Hello everyone and welcome back to another writing video. Even though I'm going to be using my journal, this is my Mr. Darcy Buttered Rum. I haven't really taken him out of the house. I think I've taken him out of the house like once, but didn't really use it because it is my kind of sort of series Bible. Not really. I'm gonna be just taking notes in this as I go along with this series, and this first one, I do have the start of a story in there, but I just kind of threw that away. Well, I didn't want to tear them out of the notebook, but I wanted to still use this notebook, so I am doing my character description. So this is part one of you meeting my characters, and I did like the main family and one of the other main characters, which is Marguerite. So let's just cut them up and I'll talk about them. I'll put my printer thing away. I have my scissors this time. Well, not mine, but I've got scissors this time. So as I go along, I will share with you each character and kind of who they are, because I thought this would be fun to do visually. So we have Candace Patton, who is Marguerite, and I'll just do this first row. We have Grant Gustin, who is one of the first ones that I thought of for Kyle. And then this random picture of this adorable boy that I thought looked very similar to my character, the baby character of the series, Sadiq. I'm going to be putting him through a bit more. He's supposed to be 9 years old. But it's such a cute photo. So we will do these three guys first, and girls. So Sadiq is 9 years old. He does have kind of a prominent role in the story, or in the series. Everyone ends up having to go into Kyle's Purgatory to save him. She is connected to Kyle, like everyone is connected to Kyle in some way or another, and he is his adopted brother. Their parents adopted him when he was a baby, and I'm gonna try and make this straight. And he is kidnapped by a shadow. Okay, that's good. He is kidnapped by a shadow, and everyone is going to be trying to run around Kyle's Purgatory to save him, and while that's happening, stuff in the town is going down because of our kind of villain characters, which I'll introduce later on. I am self-publishing this series, just so you know, so I don't know when I'll be self-publishing it. I'm hoping I can do it on the day that I came up with it, which is August 8th. Actually, I have a trash bag down here, which is August 8th. But then we have Marguerite, who's from the next town over. She is from the town of April, which I came up with. Kyle has visited April multiple times throughout his youth with his friends. He had a few older friends that knew how to drive, or even when he didn't have his license yet, he would go on weekend trips with his friends, family members who have like cabins or houses up in April from Santa Cruz, because he lived in, like, these guys lived in Santa Cruz, Twin Lakes, and now they're all in Harrison, and or dead. I kind of don't really want to go, like, give everything away. So that's going to be something a little bit hard to do. I'm just going to grab one of my Proctor's tapes. I have my boyfriend get these because every time around Christmas and Thanksgiving when I tried to get them at the place I was working at, they were out of stock. And I was like, I knew they had them like the week before Thanksgiving. What's happened? What's happened? So let's start with putting Grant Gustin down. Grant Gustin plays the Flash on CW, and I actually need to catch up, but I'm too afraid to catch up on the show. Yeah, so this is kind of where the notebook where I'm going to keep track of what everyone looks like, because I do have that problem where I forget like what color eyes they have. I think Morgan is the only one that I know or remember having blue eyes. Actually, he does have blue eyes. Perfect. Grant Gustin does have blue eyes, so that's perfect. I did have another person chosen. Like, I choose actors or I look up photos that kind of resemble my characters. I don't have these characters yet. We'll kind of skip around and go through, Cindy, go through them. And if you are interested in learning more about this story, let me know and I'll try and do more videos talking about it. It's just very hard to talk about it because I don't know how much to give away, and I also don't really want, or like, I just never knew like the right words to explain this story, but I figured this would be a fun way to start. And like I said, it is going to be just part 1, and it's also just fun for me to do while I'm on writing draft 3. I did start draft 3, Marguerite. Do I want to add, nah. Oh, these are perfect sizes. They don't take up too much space. I had to make them small enough so that they can fit my passport inserts, which is the only problem with passport inserts, is making sure they're small enough. So there we have Marguerite. Marguerite is a newspaper writer, and she works for the April News. Actually, Morgan is the first one to meet Marguerite, and her brother got mixed. Her brother and her cousin, which would be Carson's brother, or no, her nephew or her cousin. I've got to get that straight, because I'm not sure on if I want to make Carson her nephew or her brother quite yet. And yes, I have a picture of Ray. I will explain who she is. But these are 3 of the ladies that I have in my story. And I do think it is sort of like half and half, with being male heavy and female heavy with the characters. But they all have an important role in the story. Again, with Piper, I had to go with whatever looked the most like Piper, because I didn't know an actor that would be good for her. Plus, I wanted her to kind of resemble Molly Ringwald, who I have as the mother. because I know she would just play Mrs. Gray at the top level. Like, all these actors I know would take care of these characters if this was ever to be made into a movie. So, let's look for Mrs. Gray. Mrs. Gray is all of our Sadiq Piper, Kyle, and Morgan's mother. And she's a very headstrong woman. She is trying to run an estate when everything happens. Or she's trying, well, no. They moved into her parents' estate. And in Harrison. Going from Santa Cruz to Harrison. And she wants to start an orphanage that would kind of reflect who she thought Kyle was. And of course, not everyone really knew who Kyle was. Let me find... Nope, that's... Okay, I'm gonna find Piper there. And she wants to run an orphanage in their home, which is like a 6-story estate. It's got lots of rooms. And she's also like a social worker type of person. She helps children who need the help. And that's just kind of all, like, who she... Sorry, my printer making noises. But that's kind of who she is. And Kyle is the child that she wasn't really supposed to have, but then she ended up having. And when he died, that was her turning point. It's everyone's turning point, because there's more to the story of how he died in general. Where did I put you, Feyre? Ah, Feyre. There we go. So, now we have Feyre. This is Kyle's wife. Well, fiance, and at the beginning of the book, and then wife. I just had to make it a little bit smaller. And I have her as Ray. I got all these pictures off of Pinterest, by the way. But I have her as Ray. And Feyre is a witch who Kyle found trapped in the Blood House, which I created in my short story collection. She was just kind of left there and trapped, and he had to help her get out of that place, because it was mentally and physically restraining her from leaving and enjoying her life, which she never really had one. And she does have a sister who is into Morgan. And that's all I'm going to say on Feyre, because I don't want to say too much. But I do love the name Feyre. Now, we've got the father-son duo, which I kind of want to make a bit more prominent in draft 3. So, I have Chandler Riggs, who I originally thought of as Morgan, and then I also have Finn Wolfhard. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. But I have 2 people that I've chosen for Morgan. Finn is one that I chose literally today, right before filming. because I realized that he would also be a good fit for Morgan with his age and like how pale his skin is, because Morgan's supposed to look like a ghost. Of course, it's also a black and white photo. But I also have Andrew Lincoln, who is the father, who I'll go to now, if I can. Yes, there he is. He doesn't really have much of a role right now. But I'm going to try and make that a bit more straight. Although I don't want to cut off his head. He doesn't really have much of a role right now, so I can't really say much on him. Except that he is like the one that kind of takes care of the family while Jan, his wife, is right here. I figured I would put them right next to each other. There we go. He's like the one that takes care of the kids, making sure they get to school on time, which they've only been in the town for a few weeks, and so they did, Morgan, they did just start at their school. Okay, I can put both of them at the top, at the bottom, and I still have room up there, or I can do this. Anyhow, Morgan is our main, like, top guy. He's our main character. He's a very dark kid. Pretty much wears all black. I guess has kind of that emo look to him. And he doesn't really talk to anyone since, oh no, I got something on his face. And I really don't like the feel of glossy paper. May have to ignore what I got on his face. Might have been some of the glue that was stuck on the table. I'm ruining the photo now. I got something on his face. Chandler Riggs played Carl Grimes on The Walking Dead. So did Andrew Lincoln was on The Walking Dead as Rick Grimes, his father, and I originally thought that that would just be a really good father-son pairing because they had already played father-son before, and it was phenomenal as I was growing up. But the reason I chose two people for Morgan was because I still, like, can't even, I may print out another one for Kyle because those are the two characters that I'm like, okay, I have like two to three sets of people that I like to visualize as Morgan, but also he is half British, so Kyle's the one that's kind of full British, so it would make sense for his body type and stature for Grant Gustin to play Kyle. But I also think I might print out a picture of Tom Holland, just because that's another actor that I've pictured him as, or as KJ Apa, who plays Archie Andrews in Riverdale. Like, for me, picturing people that I've watched on a daily basis over the years does help me a lot to visualize the story as a real story. And so that's why I'm doing this, and it also gives me a chance to kind of introduce you to the story in little bits. Oh no. So I still have to write the characteristics of a lot of these characters. But I did put, like, the old lady, the healer, the teacher, Jessie Days, sister of Jenna Days, and young sister of Jessie. Oh, I also need to put Feyre. Sisters of Feyre. I'm just gonna put her new name, Feyre Grey, instead of Feyre Morgan, or Feyre Days. So, there's a little sneak peek at the characters. I will do another set of characters at some point, but for now, I just kind of want to get back into writing. I was listening to my playlist that I've made on YouTube for my novel, and I'm hoping that I can have the whole book done before August, and my Aunt Shelley, my dad's sister, who is a professional photographer, and my boyfriend are going to be helping me do a little photo shoot for the book cover, and it's also just for, like, motivation to continue, which I already have that motivation, but it's like having a visual, like, again, I'm a very visual person, so having that visualization in there, I'll just bring this one in here, would be good for me. And yeah, so I'm on chapter 3, chapter 2, not that many pages. Yeah, so hopefully, like, by March, or, which is kind of get close, but, or by August, I would like to have this completely done so that I can self-publish it and have you guys read it and have a physical copy of it, even though I have printed out my draft. I just want, like, a book in my hands. And to start on the second book, because I'm very excited for it, and I do have a plot idea for it, but I'm going to wait until I have this one completely done. Anyways, this video is 22 minutes long, almost 23 minutes long. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to be introduced to more characters, let me know in the comments down below. I hope I gave enough without giving too much away, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe for more writing videos, journaling videos, and hopefully if I can read more, or get myself to read more, then some book reviews later on in the year. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!